Hey everybody, let me know if you can see me. I've never done this before. My old lady glasses, so I can see what you're saying. I did see a comment there. Say hi if you're here. I'm too close. See every wrinkle. Hi! Baking Chronicles by Samaya? Is that how you say it? Where are you from? Oh, I said it right. Good. So, I'm a little early. I saw that there were some people. Pakistan. Wow. I love to see everybody from all over the world. So, hi. Hi of Avellino. Is that right? I'm going to just mutilate some names. Hi, Philippines. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely mutilate some names. So I apologize now. Mine couldn't get more simple, Mary. Hello, Groovy. So yeah, I started a little early because, oh, I'm sorry, I don't understand different languages. I only speak English. South Africa, hello. Please ignore my name. It's Natalie from Hi, Natalie. How did you select specific recipes? Who did I ask for opinions? Wow, that was a while ago. I think when it came to picking, oh, thank you. Salam? I said, gonna murder it. There's a lot of comments, so it's gonna be hard for me to hit all of them, but I'll answer that first question the best I can. How did I select my recipes? When I first started, I didn't have a clue. So I kind of Googled best vanilla cake recipes. I wanted something that was just something that I could use as my base and then build different flavors on top of that. How is my life these days? Fine. Thank you for asking. How is yours? So I actually started with the WASC, white almond sour cream recipes that you can find online. And I kind of expanded from there because that's a really good base hybrid recipe. It's basically just your pre-mixed or pre-measured dry ingredients that you add more ingredients to. And it has very good stability. It's got good shelf life. It's good for carving, especially for like wedding cakes, things like that, that you need some time to work with those. They allow you a little bit more time. There's a lot more moisture. Hi, Sudan. Oh, that's awesome. Hello. So that's kind of where I started. I did not know a whole lot of people in the industry. I met them as I went. So that's where I started. Hi, Mary. Thanks for sharing. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for watching. Hi, George. I did. How do you get the inspiration to do the cakes? I don't know, stupidity. I don't know. I can't see the comments without these. Sorry. My boss told me, she said, you're the only person that I know that actually enjoys doing your work on your day off. And I do. I think I've just learned a lot over the years by trial and error and just figuring out things as I went. And I want to share that. I mean, YouTube is really how I learned a lot. I did the Wilton classes just so I could know how to do a basic buttercream flour, I guess, which turns out I did not need a lot. But yeah, that's kind of how it went. Let's see, what kind of flour are you using in your cake? I like to use cake flour. I find it gives a better crumb. But honestly, just using AP flour is fine too, I have found. Hello Belgium. Bonjour. So yeah, I mean, the cake flour is a little more expensive. So like for my purposes now, since I'm not doing cakes here for orders, except for one today, I am actually working on a 3D Pumpkin Galaxy Mirror Glaze cake. But it's for fundraisers. So since I don't do, hello Ecuador, since I don't do orders regularly because I work in a bakery, I find that to be conflict of interest. I just use AP flour because typically the only people eating my cakes are my family. So, and they're tired of cake. So a lot of cake gets wasted. I mean, even my neighbors are tired of cake. So I've learned to kind of cut corners there. That's why I do fondant recipe. Yes, I'll get to that. Hold on. What was I saying? That's why I do a lot of decorating designs with the foam cake dummies, because we don't eat all that cake. And I know some people get very, very frustrated when I use a foam cake dummy. I even had somebody comment, that's not a cake. Well, no, it's not. And I said it's foam, but it's the same techniques used on a real cake. And if you look back on my videos, you'll see a lot of videos done with real cake. So fondant recipe. I like the Liz Merrick fondant is my favorite. I actually did a tutorial. I haven't edited it yet, but I have footage of how I do that. I held back on doing that because I don't want to take credit for something that I didn't come up with. So I'm still kind of wrestling with that a little bit on posting something that I did not come up with. But I think if I do it and I do it the right way and tag her and give all the credit in the world and send everybody to her page also, it should be okay. What do you think? Think it's okay? You tell me. Comments. Oh, I don't know, Angelino. I don't know the price of the cake, the wedding cake that we just did, because my boss does the pricing. Typically, I believe, see, we're in the Midwest and we can't really charge as much as we'd like to because we're in the Midwest. I believe our buttercream cakes start at $3.75 a slice, and then it goes up from there. And that cake, gosh, I'm having to go back to my days of having my own business and figuring the numbers. That cake would probably serve, that was a 4-tier, right? Oh gosh, 140, 150. So math, I'm not good at that. I'd have to get out my calculator, and it's on my phone. So, you know, and the sugar flowers we charge for the amount of time. We have to guesstimate how much time it's going to take to make those. And I don't know what she charges for those. When I had my business, I decided to do it by flour. So I had a small flour price, a medium flour price, and a large flour price, and then I had a wired flour price because they all take different amounts of work. So let's say if I do rose, a small rose, they start at $5 a piece. Now I closed my business 2 years ago. So it would have gone up, you know, from there by now. But it's like $5 a small, $8 a medium, and $10 a large rose. And then if it was a wired flour, it was $12 to $15 a flour because of the time involved. So you kind of have to price based on where you are, your market, but also remember, don't forget your worth. You know what I mean? If people want your work, they will pay what it's worth. That was a hard thing because I wanted the business. I wanted to do all these pretty cakes, but I also wanted to make some money. We don't do this because we are rolling in the dollars. We're doing this because we love to do it, and we're just trying to survive, right? Unless you happen to be like Ben Israel or, you know, Avalon Cakes. I don't know their prices, but they have such a known name that they can charge more what they're worth and not have to justify it. But I've kind of learned there is a whole formula that I used. Who was that by? Crazy Cakes, I think it was. It's a whole formula on how to price it out so that you're including your ingredients, your time, the delivery, all your supplies down to your cake boards. And so it would figure it out for you, and you base it off of what you feel like your time is worth, what your expertise level, the time you've done it, your education, all that is worth. And I kind of went with like $20 an hour, which I don't know if that's quite enough, but I also kind of was trying to figure out, do it based on my location. And I'm a talker, and there's so much I could say, but I'm trying not to stay on one topic for too long. So I want to see What else? Other questions you guys have here? I will also, actually, I had Shell is a regular watcher of mine, and she had some questions. She can't watch today because of time. I know not everybody's on Central Standard Time, and everybody works. I get it. She asked, how many days in advance do I leave for fondant cakes, intricate fondant cakes? This is kind of how I did it, and it's all kind of timing related questions. That and when to prepare the decorations ahead of time, and when I would color my fondant and buttercream to allow for color development. So what I would do, let's say I had 3 weddings in a weekend. I would on Monday and Tuesday do my frostings and fillings and my details, the things that needed to dry, and the things I could do ahead of time and wouldn't affect them. And then Wednesdays I would bake the cakes. Thursdays I'd do the crumb coatings, finish details that I needed to get done, and then Friday I would put the cakes together. So I'd say sugar flowers, give yourself 2 days. Fondant figurines, 2 days also. And when it comes to, let's see, well, and so yeah, so for an intricate fondant cake, I would give it 4 days, 4 to 5 days, honestly, because some things you can't do it all in one shot, right? You have to do, like if you have a figurine, you have to do the base part of it first, and then it needs to set up, and then you can add the things onto it, and then that needs to set up. There's a lot of drying time involved. And coloring my buttercream and fondant ahead of time, not really. You can. What I tend to do is I will color it, and then I'll use like a board, something with a white background, one of my plastic boards that I like to use, or a cake board. Put a little on it, just a thin layer of it, just a little splotch on there, and then let that develop instead of waiting for the entire thing to develop, because that'll show you what the color is going to be. It'll dry faster because it's in a smaller amount. I hope that helps, Shell. Sorry I couldn't time this for when you could watch. If you guys have any other questions, can you post them again, because I am not seeing. I know I saw questions go by, but oh, they're there. Let's see. Sorry, I'm so close to the camera. Christ, my eyes are, sorry. My eyes are horrible. Good morning, Angela's Cakes and Hi, I've seen you many times. Tanzania, hi, Trisha. Okay, I answered that. Joanne. Yay, you're here. It took me a long time to read that, didn't it? I'm glad to see you're here. Yes, time management is huge. If you don't want to be going crazy, spread it out a little bit. Break it down into more manageable parts. Where do you get your cake templates? My cake templates, you mean like the one where I did the messy bun cake or the silhouette? If that's what you mean, I just find images online that I can copy and use my printer. Or I'm not a real good sketcher, but some things I can sketch out. My boss tells me, you could draw, you just don't know you can. Addie, I love you, Addie. But she was an art teacher, so it's like telling me I can do math. No, I can't. Cake shape, like a Spider-Man, for instance. Like a bust, something like that. Let's see here. Recently, what did I just do that was a 3D? Well, I've done like cars and things like that. I kind of try to go with, get a view, if you're sketching it or if you can find it online, front, sides, back. Cut them out and use them as a template. Online, honestly, is the best, I think, because somebody else has already done the drawing for me. Unless you can draw, then yay. That helps tons, because, yeah, that's a big obstacle for me. Let's see here. Where did the questions go? I'm terrible at this. That's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. Back. Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions? I know this is my first live, and I don't have 100,000 viewers, so I know that. They're there. Hi, Yvonne. Anything that requires making a cake should. Okay, yeah, answer that. Hi, Marie. Let's see. I'm gonna go back. See if I missed anything. Right. It's always been a challenge, but as soon as I started to value my work, others valued it as well and stopped trying to haggle price with me. Yes. Not everybody's going to be your customer. That right there. Yet not everyone's going to be your customer. And that's okay. That's where Hy-Vees are good, or Walmart, or that type of cake too. There's a place for that too. You know, there's a place for that. There's a budget for that. Great. We can't do them all, right? I mean, spread it around. If we can't, if people don't want to pay the prices that we find we're worth, that's fine. Somebody else will. Do you shop online for supplies? Yes, I do. Amazon. I also like Evo Cake Genius. Great. Now I'm going to have a rash because I messed with my neck. I do that. Evo Cake Genius and Amazon, a little bit of Etsy for cake toppers and things like that. More personalized things. But yeah, Amazon is probably my go-to. We have a couple hobby stores locally, but you can't get everything there. You can't get everything at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Joann's, right? What for someone like me who is not artistic or creative? Can people like, oh, shoot. Where was that? Where'd it go? The comments pop up every once in a while and then they disappear. Why is that? Why? Okay. Can people like us learn, and where do you suggest doing that? If you're not creative or artistic, practice. I don't have a better answer, but practice, yeah, is a huge. Why do they keep doing that? Where are the comments going? I need to figure out a better way to, gosh, I'm so close to the camera. That's frightening. I'm sorry. I have a question. Doing white chocolate ganache drip, can you gel color be using? Yes. Your comment disappeared again, but yeah, I believe you're asking, can your white chocolate seize with color gel? If you're using cream with it, that kind of helps it from seizing, because your ad is not just straight chocolate. Chocolate likes to seize with anything. You could also use the chocolate colors. You know, there's color that you can add that's made specifically for chocolate, and that does help. That's a little better. I have found that the dark colors still want to seize a little bit, but what I like to do is make sure that if you're adding color, make it fresh. Don't use old ganache that you have laying around. And then add, if it's thickening up, add some flavorless oil, like a vegetable oil, something like that. A little bit of that, or even a little shortening will help to thin it out some. Yeah, but you do got to keep in mind that it's not going to dry as hard. You know what I'm saying? It's going to still be a little soft. But for drip, I don't think that matters so much. As long as once you drip it and you put it in your fridge and let it firm up, you should be fine. So I would, if you're having a problem with that, I would add some, my favorite is unflavored vegetable oil. I would say start with a teaspoon, see if that helps, and then add as you need to. Does that help? Let's see here. You're welcome, Angela. Let's go back here. I made my first cake top 48. Oh, awesome. Those are fun, aren't they? I've got a lot of ideas, but some of them are more seasonal. So I think I have stockinette, so do I. Sorry, I can't read and talk at the same time, apparently. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, man. Hello, Bangladesh. Wow. So many neat places that everybody's from here. What was I going to say? Oh, with the ganache, thinning it down with shortening I find is better for maybe if you're using molds and you're needing to line molds. Cake wish list on Amazon for days. Yes. I don't use sweeten. Is that a sugar substitute? How to stick? Oh, whoop. I'm trying something new. It takes me so long to get processed down. Yeah, that's you kind of have to come up with more of a flat rate there, because in the beginning I had a problem charging what I felt like I was worth it because it took me longer, and it just does. Hello, Winnipeg. Yeah, it just takes longer, and I always felt like I felt bad charging when it's not their fault that it takes me a while to do it, and I'm also such a perfectionist. Self-taught by watching tutorials. Do you have any suggestions on how to suck cakes from home? Yeah, how do I? Hello, London. I'm going to be going there next year, hopefully, as long as the world's okay. My son plays in high school band that does really, really well, and we're going to be there. Oh, high ratio shortening. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. I got too many things going on. I'm overwhelmed. Remind me if I don't get back to it. But London, yeah, we're going to go for the New Year's parade with the marching band. Not this New Year's, but next year, New Year's. And I'm so excited. Yeah, high ratio shortening. I do like high ratio shortening. When they changed, because I used to use a buttercream recipe that was half high ratio and half butter. Honestly, I still prefer that, but since it's so expensive, you can't really sub Crisco for that because they made it a liquid fat from a solid fat. So when I would, no, I didn't Food Addict. Did you, what was it? How to stick, that's the one I missed. How to stick tall wedding cakes. How to stick, you mean how to stack them? I'll get to that. Yeah, when they changed it to a liquid fat, it changed everything because the buttercream was falling off the cakes, and you can't have that. You can't have that. I actually delivered a cake and had to refrost it because all the buttercream went and it melted off the cake. It didn't melt. Well, kind of. It has like this film of liquid underneath it. Anyway, how do I stack tall wedding cakes? I think that's what you're saying, right? Oh, you're welcome for going live. Thanks for coming. And I'm so close. Oh, and that's self-taught. Okay. Let's go with the Beth first. I sold cakes from home. I had a home-based business for 10 years. 10 years. I live in a state where it's fairly easy to work from home because we have a cottage law, which basically says that you can only make so much per year in your home-based bakery before you need to like basically get it out of your house. I think it was like 20,000 or under, you're fine. And I kind of kept it to that because, well, I do cakes. And I didn't want to take it out of the house quite yet because my kids were young. But yeah, so I did it from home for a long time. I didn't have to have a separate kitchen. It was the same kitchen I'm in now that you're seeing the videos from. Yeah, so it's pretty, each state is different. So you need to check your local laws when it comes to home-based businesses. And how I built the business was social media, Facebook, Instagram, mainly Facebook. I didn't have to do any advertising. I never did. Well, once, but it didn't make a difference. I just did Locals Love Us, placed an ad, and didn't see anything from that. So yeah, just post everything. I wouldn't really offer any discounts or anything like that because once you start underselling yourself, it's hard to get out of that. So friends and family, referrals, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok even. People are doing TikTok. But I find that you need to post where your market is mostly. And for me, that was Facebook. because it was friends and family, and then they can refer, share from there. So that was kind of how I did it. Margarine? I haven't done it. Honest answer, I haven't done it. So I can't answer that. I'm sorry. What? Walmart brand is still? What? Where'd it go? Walmart brand is still? Did they change it? See, it's been so long since I've used it because I switched to the high ratio. So, yeah, I didn't know that. Okay, I need all the comments. Where was another one? Stacking tall wedding cakes. I'm just looking at the clock because I have another cake that I'm wanting to do a video on, which is going to be kind of cool. I'm going to try to do a concrete cake with wafer paper decorations and rice paper sales, as you guys, that's what they do. You guys seem to like when I do that type of cake more than the other one. So tall wedding cake. How do I stack it? I use dowels in between each tier. Make sure that there's a board under each tier. Then I do dowels, and then board cake, however tall it is. And I don't deliver any taller than 3-tier already stacked. I like to assemble on site if it's taller than that because I kind of have a back problem. I have a slightly bent lower vertebrae. So my back goes out if I lift anything too heavy. I just posted a video showing how I deliver cakes, wedding cakes. So you might want to check that out. That might answer it a little bit better. Okay, comments. Oh boy. How many cakes does your shop do per week? Gravity cake. I haven't done that yet. That intimidates me. I mean, I've done the one where you have like a can on top of a straw, with the chocolate, melted chocolate, but that was actually, it was a beer cake. But I could look into that. First time doing the sales, they're fun. Stability was like adding oil. Oh yeah, we got to experiment on our friends, don't we? Let's see. Oh, how many cakes do we do a week? I don't know. Probably because there's 3 of us, and Addie, my boss, is really busy doing the customer relations end of it. She does help where she can. We also do some desserts for a local coffee shop, so she does a lot of those and tastings and all that stuff that are the reason that I decided to close my business, which broke my heart. It's like breaking up with somebody. But I'm at a wonderful place, so I'm not complaining about that at all. And she doesn't care if I do this, so this is my outlet. But and then the other girl, Bree, who I always try to pixelate her out because she doesn't want to be on the videos. There's 3 of us. I can do like 3 weddings a week, start to finish, with help with baking. And Bree does a lot of the birthday cakes when I'm doing the wedding cakes, and Addie fills in and helps where she can. So probably 10, maybe 10 cakes a week. We're a small bakery. Yeah, we don't have a lot of space, as you can tell. I don't know if you can tell in the videos where I'm filming from work. We're a small bakery. We don't have a whole lot of storage, so we can only do so much. So, okay, there's my option to see how do you organize the work if you have a lot of waiting cakes. High ratio meaning Crisco. No, high ratio is actually high ratio shortening. I can't think of the brand name now. It's been a while. They used to have it at a local restaurant supply store, but now you have to order it online. Like I said, it's been like 2 years since I've used it. But somebody did say that Walmart brand is high ratio now, so that might be worth checking out too, because we need help with that. That would be awesome. Okay, where did it go? Somebody just say hi in my comments. Will probably come back up again. I'm going to have to wrap this up pretty soon. Ah, there you go. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for watching, Gabriella. Sweet text. Yes, that's a good one. That is a good one. Where'd it go? It went away again. I hate this. Okay, just stay on, comments. I'm glad you've learned a lot, Gabriella. Gabriella? Yeah. How do you, okay, that's what it was. How do you organize the work if you have a lot of wedding cakes? I kind of like to assembly line it. Thank you, Anushka. I think I'm doing okay this time. This is my first one. When I have a lot of wedding cakes, I like to kind of assembly line it. Like I said, I like to do the baking on one day, frosting some fillings on another day, and then I kind of, when I have all my cakes ready, when it's time to fill and crumb coat, I like to go ahead and level them all, fill them all, and crumb coat them all. I kind of just line them all up on my counter. And then I chill in between. So I'm kind of just, I do them all at the same time, the same step on all of them at the same time. That way I'm not like going back and doing something on one and then skipping ahead and doing something on another, because it can get really overwhelming. Really overwhelming. So yeah, assembly line works for me. Thank you, Marie. Oh boy. With my recipes, favorite cake that highly requested. Okay, we got margarita with a lime curd filling. Pink champagne with a fresh strawberry filling. That's really good. White almond vanilla, always a popular one. Chocolate, red velvet's popular too. And the chocolate chip cookie dough. That's a big one. Those are kind of, depends on what event. Monique, I'm your favorite girl. I like you too. Well, I'll fill and crumb coat, not at exactly the same time, but I'll go through and I'll fill all of them, and then I'll crumb coat all of them. Yes, they are tired of eating it. I mean, I can't make them eat it anymore. What do I chill my cakes in? I use a standard refrigerator, because commercial at home when I'm doing my videos, do you bake your cakes in advance and freeze them when you have? Yes. That's a big misconception. You can freeze your cakes. I actually advise you do that. The creme brulee. Have you had my creme brulee? Do I know you? That's a good one too. Yeah. I must know you. Did I do your wedding? Maybe. Yeah, I bake and I freeze at least overnight, because it's like, pasta, sometimes how it's better after you refrigerate it or freeze it, it brings out the moisture. Yeah. Yeah, did your wedding. So that's cool. I love that you're watching. Yes, I freeze them and then let them thaw out, and I do refrigerate in between refrigeration, and I use a residential. Yeah, I have a cake fridge. I had 2 in my garage when I had the business up and running full time. I find the residential fridges are drier, like less condensation. Commercial refrigerators a lot. When I was working, I worked at a venue. I moved from my house to a venue in Illinois before I started working for somebody else. I used to wrap them slightly warm before freezing, but I've noticed that it doesn't matter. They're still yummy after freezing. But yes. Yeah. If it makes you feel better, use a simple syrup. Hello, Lebanon. Yeah, so I worked at a venue that had a large commercial kitchen in it. It was an event venue, and they also had a catering business out of it. It was the same company. And they had huge walk-in freezer, huge walk-in refrigerator. And I thought, yes, storage is not an issue anymore. But you know what was an issue? Decorations sliding off your cake. Kind of a problem. Nothing they can do about that. I mean, how long do you thaw out your cakes before coating? You really only takes a couple hours. Yeah, so it wasn't their fault. They were lovely to work out of their condensation. Yes. That is the enemy, isn't it? Seriously. Hate condensation. So yeah, I mean, they were lovely, and they let me work there, and it was reasonable, and it would have been great, except for the fact that I still had the workload I had. I was not at home to help with the kids and the condensation. So I think it's just because the doors are open and closed so much. And we do have a little issue with that at the bakery too, but it's not as many. Oh, good. Maybe I will do another live. I kind of like it. I'm here alone a lot. So kids are at school. Nobody's active. Yeah, so I find, long story short, residential fridge for me works best. So guys, I'm gonna have to wrap this up because I gotta get to that cake so I can post it. Because like I said, I am noticing that you guys definitely gravitate more towards the modern abstract cakes. I'm gonna take these off. And I like doing those too, but you know, it's kind of ironic. That's not what I I typically, well, up close. That's not what I typically do. I typically do more of the or did more of the, oh gosh, now I can't see. What type of buttercream do you prefer to coat a cake under fondant? American or ganache. Thanks, Angela. Under fondant. No cream cheese. It'll melt your fondant. Anyway, yeah, I know you guys like the abstract modern, and I definitely try to throw those in as often as I can, but I also want to do, thank you. I also like to do more seasonal things. Throw those in too, because those are fun. You know, I like to shake it up a little bit. So this week I did a seasonal, the pumpkin one, which is done now. And I'm doing that abstract one, but I don't know if I'm going to get to posting it this week because editing takes a long time. Probably a good 4 to 5 hours per video. So I have to find time for that too. So anyway, let me see if I missed anything, if the option will come up. I don't see it. So if I missed your questions, just go ahead and send me a message on YouTube. I do try to get back to everybody. It's getting a little harder. You're welcome, Louise. Thanks for coming and seeing me. Before you freeze your cakes, do you just wrap them in saran wrap? Yeah, I just do saran wrap, 2 layers of saran wrap. Where do I get my inspiration from? Everywhere. This is the last question I'm going to answer for now. Everywhere. I see inspiration in everything. I can't help it. I mean, I did not know that I was this kind of a creative mind. I did hair before, and I was fine. I did okay, but cake's definitely my canvas. Yeah, I get inspiration from everything. I see a tree, and I think, how can I make that in you know, not ganache, but modeling chocolate. You know, I can't help myself. It's just what I do. I eat, sleep, breathe it. I dream it. I think that's when you know you love what you do, is when you think about it this much. So, I missed that one. Anyway, so I need to wrap it up, guys. Thanks so much for coming and chatting, and it's so nice to actually interact immediately with people. I want to say that I appreciate everybody for liking my posts and subscribing and sharing and all the things, because I appreciate it so much. It's the way that I have regained my sanity after COVID, after closing my business. It's like I've gotten back in touch with myself again. So, and you guys are a huge part of that. So, I gotta say too, if my son's friends are watching, thanks. Andrew's friends, I hear you guys are watching my videos. So anyway, thanks guys. Maybe I'll schedule another one soon. Gotta have to wait and see what my schedule allows. So I will catch you next time. Thanks guys. Bye. Let's see if I can figure out how to end this. Nope. I'm trying to end it. I reconnected.